All praises, honor, and glory go to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Raquah, Quadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and Shalom to you hopeful family elect that have been given this precious gift of understanding. Just going to be a quick exhortation of what I guess I'll call rules for daily living under grace. I thought it was important. The Spirit hit me, and I didn't want to be slothful in my service, and make a video on the book of Romans, chapter 12, which is like a book of rules for daily living, you know. And I found something in the last book of Peter's, 2 Peter's, about grace. So I just want to make this straight to the point. So I'm just going to read in the back. It says, grace imparted. That means given to instruct, to teach. Grace. Grace is not only dispensationally a method of divine dealing in salvation, but is also the method of Yahweh thy Father thy power in the believer's life and service. As saved, he is not under the law, but under grace, having by grace brought the believer into the highest conceivable position. Yahweh thy Father thy power ceaselessly works through grace to impart to and perfect in him corresponding graces. Okay? Grace therefore stands connected with service. Thought that was interesting, man. That the Yahweh thy Father thy power is constantly working on grace with us, and corresponding graces that's been imparted to us, man. Once again, that beautiful gift that we've been given. If you've been given this gift, you understand. Okay, so it took me to under that topic of grace, it took me to Romans 12. So I just want to read through this right quick. It says, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh thy Father thy power, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto Yahweh thy Father thy power, which is your reasonable service. Okay? So grace, therefore, stands connected with service. So it's our reasonable service to present our bodies a living sacrifice. That means to go without the things that we used to live by before we were brought into our understanding. Holy, which means to be set apart from the world, okay? And be not conformed to this world, but ye be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh thy Father thy power. Okay, so that's part of our service right there. Okay, is to present our bodies a living sacrifice, and that's what we do. We have taken ourselves out as much as possible, and we can constantly working on presenting our bodies better and better. The more we learn, and the stronger we get, by taking ourselves out of what we used to be, transforming ourselves out of the old man into the new one. Okay, for I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, according as Yahweh thy Father thy power hath dealt to every man the measure of faith. Okay, so that's where the judgment comes in right there, okay? Because we all have different levels of faith, and the Lord is dealing with us on different levels. So it's interesting that he would point out uh, through grace given unto us, um, that let to every man that is among you not to think of himself more highly than he ought to, right? So we got to stay humble, man. And remember that we're not above or below. Being above or below in this understanding is completely, shouldn't even think about that stuff, man. We should just remember that we're under grace, and that don't mean that you can act a fool, man. For as we have many members in one body, and all members have not the same office. Okay? That's important to remember, man. We don't rule over another, mistreat the members of this body, man, because like it says in other scriptures, how can one servant, what's that scripture that says, how can one man judge another man's servant? Okay, so we being many are one body in Hamashiach, and every one member one of another. Okay, so we can't forget that. See, we get high-minded and think that, start thinking too much, tripping on order and this and that, when really we forget about the ultimate member who lives in each and every one of our bodies, okay? The temple. Having then gifts differing according to the grace that is given to us. Okay, because remember that grace therefore stands connected with service, and we all have different services, okay? And then Yahweh thy Father, thy power, ceaselessly works through grace to impart to, give to, and perfect in him corresponding graces. So the Father is working with all of us that been given this understanding, and that's super important to remember and to think on. Because who are we to judge another man's servant, okay? Having then gifts differing according to the grace that is given to us, whether prophecy, let us prophesy according to the proportion of faith, or ministry, let us wait on our ministering, or he that teacheth on teaching, or he that exhorteth on exhortation. He that giveth, let him do it with simplicity. He that ruleth with diligence. He that showeth mercy with cheerfulness. Let love be without dissimulation. Abhor that which is evil. Cleave to that which is good. Okay, so there's many levels. Obviously, all kinds of different levels of grace. Once into grace as a whole, then the Lord starts working with you on different levels, through different services, through different levels of faith, and so on and so forth. Okay, but these were like daily rules to follow by. Okay, that I thought were important. Let love be without dissimulation. Abhor that which is evil. Cleave to that which is good. Be kindly affectioned one to another with brotherly love, in honor preferring one another. Okay? Not in talking shit about one another or putting mumblings. Do all things without mumblings. Okay? In honor preferring. Okay? Lift a brother up, man. Honor a brother. Even if he's gone off, and he's still in this truth, he's supposed to honor that, because the Lord is working with him. Even my old man used to say in the world, man, that who are we to get in the way of the Lord's work, man? You can't get in the way of the Lord's work when he's working with somebody. Okay? Not slothful in business, fervent in spirit, serving the Lord. Okay, so not slothful in business. Like, for an example, I was thinking about when I came upon this, and the Spirit led me to this morning when I was reading, that I might do it, put it off and do it tomorrow. But the Lord hit me with this scripture right here, and it said, "Not slothful in business, fervent in spirit, serving the Lord." Okay, because you might, you brothers know as well as I do that you might lose that spirit or that same thought if you wait on it, man. So be not slothful in business. When it comes to his business, he said, put him first. All right. So this is about his business. So that's what made me not want to put this off. And I said, I better do it now, because the Lord will take that understanding from you upon as far as that particular lesson goes, So if you feel the Spirit exhorting you, jump on it, man, and share that exhortation. Okay, and that's what this is. Once again, it's just an exhortation, a booster, just a way for me to exhort myself through the Spirit, and trying to exhort anybody else who might be watching. Rejoicing in hope, because that's what we rejoice in, man. We got so much vexation going on through the Spirit, man. It's almost like we have broken spirits through our daily lives, and the only rejoicing we have is in the thought of the kingdom, or the Lord coming, or the heavenly body coming in its force and in its power, or in prayer when we're praying to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai through the Ruach Kodash. That's the hope that we have. But being patient in tribulation is the next line. Continuing instant in prayer. Okay? Distributing to the necessity of saints. Okay? That's important. That's what we're doing. That's what this lesson is. Distribution of exhortation to the saints. Okay? Give to hospitality. All right? Because the Lord loves a cheerful giver, man. Be fervent in charity. Okay? Bless them which persecute you. Here comes something that's hard for all of us to do, okay? But this is a serious foundation builder right here. Bless them which persecute you. Bless and curse not. All right? Because we quick to give up on people who ain't just like us, or who don't agree with us, man. That's not being real. Okay? Rejoice with them that do rejoice, and weep with them that weep. That's hard to do. Okay? Because we got all kind of envies and demons on us that get jealous and envious. And when people weep, man, we call them weak and all that mess. So, man, it's a good thing that Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai is constantly working on our grace and our service, man. And it's a good thing he don't, like the scriptures say, think like we do, or we'd be SOL. Be of the same, one mind toward another. Mind not high things, but condescend to men of low estate. Okay? Be not wise in your own conceits. All right? So he, right there, that line says we all conceited. Be not wise in your own conceits, but bring ourselves down to a low estate. All right? That's hard to do, but Yahweh Shai did that. He was of rich and brought himself down to the poorest level, man. Humbled himself. Recompense to no man evil for evil. That's hard to do right there, man. Recompense, pay back to no man evil for evil. Provide things honest in the sight of all men. Because then you're doing it in the sight of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? And he knows all things. Because just like the scriptures say, who know the spirit of a man but the Lord, all right? If it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men. All right? Live peaceably, as much as it lieth in you, live peaceably with all men. All right? Because never forget, the Lord and the heavenly body are always watching. They have an eye upon us. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves. This one right here is deep. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord. That's deep right there, man. And depending on the level of injustice that's been done to us, it'd be hard to think upon that. Okay, therefore